So I'm just getting things set up here. We'll get going in a minute. Come on. Working on getting a couple things. None of the devices here are working this afternoon for me. Oh, it's connected. It's connected. Why is it not identifying it though? Get going in just a minute here. There we go. Okay. What do you say? You want to kick this off? Let's do it. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are gonna get moving here. We are moving here. I am currently working on the hall table that you see behind me, and it needs a top. That top is going to be made from these pieces of cherry. Look at that. I've had this. This was a 6/4 piece of cherry. I still, where is it? A couple pieces of it left, little pieces of it. Actually, really, there's just this, isn't there? Let me grab it here. This is what it started out as. This was part of the board. This nice piece. I've had it for years, and I just haven't gotten around to using it. And so we're doing this table, and I thought it was time to use that board. Probably thicker than I needed to start with, but I started out by jointing these boards, these cut pieces. Geez, it must have been last week now, maybe. I don't think I had a chance to get to it before then. And what I did, let's bring that down just a hair. What I did is I jointed them, right? So I flattened them, I edge jointed. And actually, I want to leave this out. I was about to put the jointer away. But then I realized I may need to edge joint these again, just to be careful. So yeah, so I flattened them, and I didn't go all the way down to the thickness that I was going to want, primarily because I thought they might warp a little bit on me, and it turns out that they didn't. So what I'm going to do, hold on one second here, I'm missing something. So I need to take these further down. Because I thought they might warp, I didn't take it very far down. I think I'm at 1.25 inches right now, which certainly isn't far down at all. Go. Let's do. I realize I've got one last bit of setup to do here. So I need to take these down. I'm thinking the top will probably be 3/4, maybe 7/8. But I want to see how we look. So I'll probably go down, let's say, to 7/8. I think I feel comfortable with that. And then the boards are going to get cut down so that I can actually do the glue up. And then once it's glued up, I'll be able to run them through the thicknesser one last time, and that should bring us down to our final height or our final thickness. And then it'll just be a matter of trimming the edges up and doing a little bit more work. I had thought about this. I kind of thought around like a 12.5 inch top. Or a 12-inch top. And that gives me an inch to the front and back. Now, if I did 12.5, then I could do 1.25 inches front and back. There it is. So we'll see. 12.5 is the most I can run through the thicknesser. So that's what the limitation there is. Certainly, I could take it down to thickness to start, and that would be one idea. But I don't know that I want to do that. I want to have a little bit of room to play with it if I need to flatten it out. So we'll see. We'll have to trim these widths again before we glue up because I've got a bunch of what do you call it? A bunch of sapwood I'm going to want to get rid of. So let's go to our overhead. Y'all can see that. I'm just going to move this. There we go. So we'll do overhead and bench. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to fire up the thicknesser and the dust collector. Get our air filtration on. I am going to put my earpieces in here because it's loud. So I won't be able to hear you all for a minute. All right. Swing on over. So I'm down to 7/8. Here, let me swing these around. So I'm down to 7/8, and I'm looking at the top. I can already tell you this isn't going to be my final thickness. I don't like it. It's a little too thick. I want daintier. But we're going to do our glue up tasks first. And so the reason I want to do those first is because if I'm off at all, right, as we glue up, if it's off at all, and I need to lose a little more, if my joint lines are off at all, I don't want to be down at my final thickness already, because then I won't have anything to take off, or I'll end up below where I want to be. I'm going to start, I'm just going to open up a little bit of space here by taking down the thicknesser. Oops. Now, I had been thinking about the knob, the pull for the draw, and I had thought, I had been thinking about turning a little piece of ebony that I have. And then,
You're live. I'm not a
the
cat.
reuse store. Who is that? Who is that? Megaform! Hey! I am here live today. It is, in fact, where I am. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Lurk away. All right, so do a couple things first here. Going to check my edges. Yes, it is quite bright out. It's actually, we're in the 80s here in Pittsburgh today. Look at that. This board really, and it's got a bunch of sap pockets, which I'm not totally stoked about. But this thing has not moved since its first planing. And to me, that is absolutely huge. I mean, this has been a beautiful piece of wood to work with. I mean, no movement in terms of twisting or cupping or bowing. Yeah, so we have a beautiful day. I had hoped to go on a bike ride today, but my bicycle is in the shop for a little bit of work. So alas, no bicycle ride for me today. But figured I'd get in the shop. This table, I have really. Look at that. Okay. I've been futzing around with this table now for well over a month, 2 months actually. And so it's really time to just get down to brass tacks here and get this sucker done. Okay. Get these out of the way for a second. We'll take our table cover off. Oh, there's another piece of that board hanging out over there. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, I've got my edge. I've got my flats here. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to lay these out and just try to understand what needs to come off a little more. I've got some sapwood here along the bottom. This way. Okay, so I'm going to do ceiling. How's that? Yeah, that works. Okay, so I've got some sapwood along this edge. And I actually have a tiny bit of sapwood over here too. So I want that gone. I do not want to have, I don't want it on this. This is going to be the show surface. I do have a couple pin knots. I'll live with them, but I don't want the sapwood. So what I need to do, let's first bring this blade up. So I have a pretty good feel at 3 inches with this piece, right, should remove all of the sapwood from that piece. I'm going to need some dust collection, so let's hook it up. Okay, so we're going to cut off the sapwood from this piece, and then I'm going to do similar things with the other 2 pieces, and then the wider pieces we may cut down a little bit more as well. So let's just see where we are. We got a little burninated. I'm just double checking here because I want to make sure that I am getting square cuts. And I am. So that's one, Mr. One. Let's just look. Looks like I took the sapwood fully off of it. Okay, cool. Now remember I said I'm shooting for 12 inches on the top. Okay, now this piece, again, I've got a couple pin knots, but I've actually got some bigger that I don't like further up the board. 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. And really, the big thing that I am trying to accomplish here is I want to try to get all straight grain. I want to avoid the like the flats on grain here, but there we go. You know what we're going to do? Okay, not bad. Got to start here, so it should be 7 inches, right? And I said I wanted 12. Said I wanted 12. And that becomes harder. Right, so here's my show face. Right, 7 plus 5 is 12. So I'm going to need 5 inches here. That will work. Now the catch is 5 inches cuts right down the middle of this grainness here. Theory, I could do a nice straight cut on the edge, but I've got this big old sap pocket. I think I think we are stuck there, aren't we? I'm going to do 5.5. If you remember, I talked about wanting maybe 12.5 inches. Let's at least see. We've got a feather board in. Go. Yeah, I'm not stoked about this bit of grain here. But we can put this on the edge, and that can live on the back edge. Right? And if it lives on the back edge, it makes us look like we just got a very wide, very big tree with this guy. So let's bring our let's get these boards out of the way. And we'll futz around. I'm going to futz around a little bit more with the alignment of those. But I'm going to do my glue up on the tabletop. And to do that, I want to put this down just to protect it a little bit. All right. Okay. So let's talk. Let's talk turkey. Ooh, that's interesting. You can see that's gapped a little bit. Somebody's not. That looks good. That's actually that edge. Okay. Let's make that an outside edge. So one of the other things that I'm going to look at is my grain direction. So that's right. Okay. And then I think we said kind of just like that. I've got a little room to play on alignments. And the more I look at this, the more I wonder if that's sapwood. I don't think it is though. But it's definitely lighter. No, I think we're okay. There is a little sapwood on the back, but it doesn't look like it goes all the way through. Okay. Okay, so not a heck of a lot of room to play with the alignment on these two. Okay, so I've got 32. Right, so that I've got a lot of room because we are the top here is 23 and a quarter and 3/4. That's 25 and 3/4, 27 3/4 is the actual tabletop. So we do have some room to work. I need to shift things. I don't think we really do. And this will look okay. All right. 12 inches. That's what I thought. I won't be able to use my parallel jaw clamps. Yeah, so we won't be able to use the parallel jaw clamps. They're only 12-inch clamps, but that's okay. So, take this back. Get some clamps set up, and then we are going to do some gluing. This will be a pretty short stream today, I think. I don't really have. Actually, you know what? I know something we can do once that's in clamps, which is that I do need to go over the legs and the body and start looking for tear out. There we go. I think that's right. Now move this in a little bit. So there we go. Okay. All right, that's it. This will work. I want to make sure I've got glue the entire joint. It's one of the other nice things that, if you don't take down to final thickness before your glue, it makes cleaning up and hiding those glue lines a little easier. Because, well, because you're going to plane it away, right? Whereas if you go all the way to your final thickness, any glue that squeezes out is going to interfere with your finishing. And we're going to clean this up a little bit too. We'll wipe it down. I'll wipe it down. Right. I'm going to wipe down my drips and drabs here. Okay. There we go. sure. Oh, there you go. Just feeling those seams. Feel our seam. Okay. Not bad. I'm just going to do this. I want to take the big squeeze out. Get a bunch of it off. Okay. Okay. It's not bad, not bad. Another one, and we're going to just put in some water on this. Clean it up a little bit. We really did use way too much glue, so it's good that we're going to go down further. Get the last two clamps on. Just feeling the board, feeling the joint. Feels pretty good to me. Okay, final one. Pretty good. There we go. Check the other ones. All right. We still got a little, right? We got a little more squeeze out. I'm just going to flip this over. I'm okay leaving the back to solidify a little bit. Okay. All right, that's in glue up. It's out of the way. Let that sit for a minute. Actually, let's put this down. Yeah, so as I mentioned a little bit about the knob, and what I found was this little porcelain knob. And it's got a little defect to it, a couple little defects. Try to clean it off. I don't seem to be able to. But I think that's okay. But what we'll do, or what I'll do, oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah, I think this is going to be the knob for the draw. That's actually, you know what, that's a good question. So that comes out about 1.25 inches. So that'll inform the what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think that'll look nice, especially when the cherry darkens. Okay. We'll just have to cut this machine screw down. Okay. All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll drill the hole out for that. And then I'll start cleaning up the piece. I have sanded the sort of rest of work. What I was going to say is I have sanded. That lives someplace else now, doesn't it? There it is. I have sanded everything up, but I do want to go back because I see some tear out that I hadn't initially gotten. All right, so we're going to center this knob. Okay, that's easy enough. Gives me center. Let's figure out how big that machine screw is. It's a 32nd over an eighth. So we'll go a 64th above that. I want to take care here. So I can feel where that is. Just poked through. And so what I've done, I'm taking this, so this is a brad point bit. It's got these nice little wing cutters on it. And so I've put that on the spot, and I'm putting some pressure on it, and I'm spinning it backward. And the whole idea there is to start scoring around where it's going to go through so that, right, the best thing would have been having done this beforehand. The next best thing is if I had a drill that could fit into the box. But by doing that and just using hand pressure, I get a perfectly clean exit hole. Where are you? There you are. All right, so we're gonna. All right, so oh yeah, I've got a bunch to take off of there. So I'm gonna mark it 0. So I've got it marked. Throw it onto the bench vise. Whoops. Okay. Now one of the things that is nice when you're cutting a screw down is that you don't need both sides of it. If I don't need that post, that waste, then I really can just really crank down on the threads. Hey, Random Tinkerer, how are you doing? All right, so there we go. Yeah, I was on a couple weeks ago. I haven't had a ton of time down here in the workshop in the past few months. I have a lot of things going on. And so, I mean, not just not to stream, but even to even be in this workshop space. I just have not had a heck of a lot of free time. So, okay, so we've cut this down. We should. Oh, I hope I didn't go too far. Let's see. No, we should be okay. So I'll have that nice kind of white porcelain knob on there. I think once this darkens up, it's going to look very nice. And even with the little defects that are on there, it's nice to be able to have reclaimed something. I think it's reasonable proportion. All right, so I'm going to take this off now, and we're going to start some of our cleanup work. Oh, look at that. It survived. All right, so I'm going to start some of the cleanup work. Sand in further down. Probably grab a scraper. Ooh. Well, it survived, but it chipped a little. That sucks, but that's what happens when you're not careful. All right. All right. So we're in clamps here. This has had a minute. That glue has not solidified, but it's gotten a little better on the backside. So it's enough I'm not worried it's going to go crazy. Okay. So I'm going to do a mix of sanding here on some of the things, and I am going to need to get the scraper out for some stuff on the actual body there. But we'll start here. I'm going to clean this front up. That's 120. Let's get our grits. I'm going to back up to 180. I think that'll remove pencil lines. What do you all see? Yeah, that's good enough. Remember, there are redeems if you want to change your camera angle. But I think you guys can see what's going on right now. Let's see where we are. That's good. I'm going to go around the top really quick. Do the sides. I just very lightly on the sides here because I fit this drawer already. So I don't want it to get too loose. Okay. Pretty nice. Thanks for doing that shout out. Random Tinkerer is a wonderful person to tune into, to hang out with here. Okay, so I've got some 320. So I'm just gonna. What have you been working on? So I'm just breaking edges here. Okay, so we've broken edges. I think the drawer box is good to go. Actually, you know what? We're going to put this in a safe space. Let's bring this over. All right. Let's sharpen the scraper here. Before we do anything else. All right. Kind of intrigued by the AccuBurr. I don't know if folks have seen that. It's supposed to be make scraper sharpening even easier. Come on. All right. See how we are here. You see a little tear out. Get nice shavings. Oh, let's see. Let's get a piece of 220. Oh, we already have a piece of 220 set up. Okay, not bad. Okay, I think that's acceptable. Let me look it up over here. Okay, wait. Yeah, that's my 220. Okay, so let me get that with 320, and we will. I think what I'll do is I'll wait to do 320 till I've been through. Okay, so till I've been through the entirety here. Let's look at the inside. A little step right there. So just laminate that, and that smooths that up. It's still there a little bit. There we go. Not bad. Okay, what about over here? Looking not a heck of a lot of tear out on this inside, but clean it up. Oh, yeah, I can, there is a little step here. Now, I made a mistake when I initially tapered these legs, and the mistake was that I marked the bottom of the sides, and I forgot to add another inch down, which is where I wanted the tapers to start. So I tapered all the way up to the sides. And so I ended up getting a little gappage, actually right there, because my taper was too aggressive. Now, I knew this before glue up, but I decided that um, I would not remake the legs. Okay. Let's turn this over. I'm going to start with the insides here. A little tear out right down there. It's gone. That's really what I'm looking for, is just tear out things that might interfere with the finish. I can feel a little tear out up here. There's a little pin knot. Further down. A little bit down here. Ooh. And sometimes it reveals too. Get a little there. Let's see. A little there too. All right. Okay. All right. So if I look here, I can see a lot of grain funniness. I actually see a bunch of tear out up the top. Ooh. That may be okay. Let's see. So sometimes if you come back with paper and you get some actual dust in there, helps you see where there's still tear out. That's a good question. Probably Danish oil. Maybe just a wiping poly. Personally, I would love to just finish it with sorry. It's a sap pocket. Personally, I'd love to finish it maybe just with shellac and wax, but I don't think that's for what this table and where it's going to be. I don't think that would be sufficient. Okay, that's okay. But you know, I have some tried and true um, that if it's still good, a couple years old now, so it may be oxidized. But I would not mind using that. That's what I actually used on our dining room table, which is also cherry. But in reality, probably just a wiping varnish, you know, some sort of wiping varnish, whether it's tried and true, whether it's Danish oil, whether it's wiping poly. And I think it'll be, I think that any of those will be more than tough enough for this little table. Um, Shellac and wax, I don't think would. And it'll be nice and easy to apply. Okay. Did we do this leg? Realize I'm kind of in the way here. I apologize. I think the bench cam is clear at this point. That's better. Damn you. Ugh. Okay. It's not bad. That one's also not bad. Okay. Now this gets a little tough because it's so high up. Luckily, not seen. I absolutely love card scrapers. I think they're just really nice to use. I like the Crucible one, right? It's got this sort of uh, rounded shape to it, easy to use one-handed. Okay, I think that guy's good. And then to do the other one, turn it around. So I'm just looking for, right, like there's a couple little tiny pin knots. And so I planed by these. I got just a tiny bit of tear out. Yeah, the Crucible card scraper is nice. I have a Baco rectangular one, and that works all right. Just a matter of keeping them sharp. And that really is every tool, right? Like, you keep things sharp, they work well. A heck of a lot in here. The big thing on these side pieces is just making sure that I've got any of the glue squeeze out. I did a pretty good job of avoiding squeeze out on these ends. Okay. All right, let's turn this. Got a little bit of tear out down here. And I think this will be, so this is going to be, this is an entry table for our house. Sort of an entry table. That's its function. Little tear out there. Little, tiny little spot right there. A wee bit, little spot right there. No, I'm chasing something that's not there. Okay. Again, same deal. I just want to get into the corner, grab any leftover glue. Okay. All right. So that's 220. Oh, so what I'm going to do, probably stupid in the grand scheme of life, but I'm going to blow the dust off of this. All right. So now we'll come back with the 320. Now I'm only doing 320 here because it's cherry. I don't think you need to go that high with a lot of other woods, a lot of other species. Should have realized we could do this now. The hell? Uh-oh. You should, I mean, what kind of offense even? That's the real danger, right? Is what kind of offense do they want to put up? Ha! Oh, God. That's hideous. Hey, Jay Mizzle. Well, I got my draw. My draws is over on the side. It's over on the side. Wanted them out while I worked on it. Whoops. God, just the idea that you can only have a chain link fence is that's annoying. Chain link is not exactly attractive. Our back fence, we have a fence abutting the alleyway here. And it really needs to be replaced. Yeah. Oh, they won't. Yeah, I imagine they won't keep it up at all. What do they want to do? Get a dog or something? Okay, we're good there. Sky. Oh, Lordy Lord. Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, at least if they're going to do it and they've reached out, you have some hope of preventing them from, building it on your side of the line. All right. So just going to break corners here. So I have one other big thing that needs to happen, other than, of course, the top. I do need to make a stop for the draw. Okay, there we go. Okay, one leg. 2. 3. All right, last one. Okay, there we go. Got our draw in. Not bad. Let's move this out of the way for a minute. This is going, well, no, it's not your way now. All right. Let's pull up some of this glue. I don't want to use the. No, maybe I do. Let's see. Making old man sounds today. No, this is no. Put a new bathroom sink vanity in. Last weekend, and as part of that, or related to that work, I removed an old tile soap dish, and I had really hoped it looked like it was just applied to the face of the tile with adhesive. It turned out it was actually put in place of a tile, so it went all the way back. And as I was trying to break this thing free, I was using a pretty light-duty scraper, and it kind of mangled it.